had just finally finished up the password portion, and we were stuck with these tests when it came to testing the password. And we ended up figuring out to where we added this bully over here in the constructor. And then we also did some reorganization, separating things by username, first name, last name, email, etc. So today, if it doesn't take too long, I'm going to see if we can tackle this equality, toString, and hash code. If these don't take too long, we may go ahead and go back and revisit the email portion of this test right here for the SQL injection stuff. Because I think it was this one as well. And that's why we have this commented out, because I was going to come back and revisit it in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and greet ChatGPT. Let's see here. We're going to see what it can tell us about and we're going to move on forward to equality. And let me know if that music is way, way too loud. If it's too loud, I'll turn it down. So it says equality testing and unit testing refers to verifying that two objects are equal to each other based on their values or contents. In Java, this can be done by using the assert equals method from JUnit. The method takes two arguments, the expected value and the actual value. If the values are equal, the test passes. If the values are not equal, the test fails and throws an assertion error. For example, consider a class person with two fields, first name and last name. To test that two person objects are equal based on their first and last name values, you can write a test method as follows. And I got person1, person2 equals John Doe, assert equals person1, person2. In this example, the assert equals method compares the person1 and person2 objects and verifies that they are equal. If the objects are not equal, the test will fail and throw an assertion error. But what I don't understand is, why would we want a test for something like that? So let's dive into this and figure out what's the importance of it. Let's see. All right, let me go ahead and correct the spelling. So what we're going to ask is, as a junior developer who has never come across equality in code, per your example, what would be the importance of testing for equality between two objects? For example, why would I test for equality between two usernames if their usernames are supposed to be different? It says, testing equality between two objects is important to ensure that the objects are equal as expected. When testing for equality, you are checking if two objects have the same value or not. In the case of testing two usernames, it is important to make sure that they are not equal because usernames should be unique and therefore should not be equal to another username in the system. If two usernames are equal, it could lead to an unexpected behavior and bugs in the application. By testing for equality, you can catch some bugs. Okay. By testing for equality, you can catch such bugs early in the development process, allowing you to fix them before they become a bigger problem. See, are you saying that I should or should not go ahead and test for equality against usernames, but instead test for maybe inequality? I just confused myself on that same question. Let's see. It depends on the specific requirements of your application. In general, it's important to ensure that the expected behavior is being implemented correctly. If your requirements specify that two usernames must be unique, then it makes sense to test for equality between the two usernames to ensure that the constraint is being enforced. In such cases, you would write tests to check for inequality, a certain ID equals between two usernames. On the other hand, if your requirements do not specify this constraint, then testing for equality between usernames might not be necessary. We're going to hit provide examples and see what it tells us. If it gives us something off the wall, we'll go ahead and rewrite that provide examples. Okay. What do you want? You're such a butthead. Oh no. I just clicked that after. Oh man. All right. So waiting for it to completely rewrite itself back out again. Okay, so if I test for equality against two usernames and it passes, then that would allow So it's probably gonna have me test for equality. I mean, the inequality. Ooh. Now we're getting into lists. Okay. See, now it's calling it test username uniqueness. Oh ho ho. This is a very detailed test. I'm talking to my brother at the same time, so. Okay. Oh, let's see here. Okay. Let's see. Is this not a similar test to testing for inequality? Hmm. Okay, so if we add both the tests for inequality and username uniqueness, then I will not need the unit test for equality. Correct? Ha! Hell yeah, let's move on towards this. Okay, so this is going to be inequality. But we're also going to go ahead and copy this, move up here. See, yes, that's correct. If you are tested for inequality and unique usernames, you wouldn't need to test for equality. The test for inequality and unique usernames will cover the cases where two objects should not be equal and ensure that each username is unique. And that's what we're going to move forward with. Let's go. You know what? This is going to be the one time where we're not going to use under test, but we are going. We are going to go ahead and do this. However, we are going to go with the way it's doing right here. We're just going to copy and paste these two. Shit. But that's nice that like I had in that test and it knew exactly what we were testing for and it suggested a recommendation. But we're going to do test username uniqueness. Did I spell that right? Whatever. Looks like it's doing a. We're going to copy these two. Although this may be the same, so we're going to comment this out because if that ends up being the same, then we just won't worry about it too much. Shit. Shit. Oh my god, I did it again. Okay. Now, see. Now attempt to create a third user with the same username as the first user. Verify that an exception is thrown, indicating that the username is already taken. Okay. We're going to run this test. I wonder if it would pass. Just with some of the coding we got going on in the back already over there on the user Java file. Okay, cool. So now we're going to go over here and we're going to go ahead and write this out. So we got this over here. All right. I'll enter. No, that didn't work out the way I wanted it to. So this, okay. Okay, so we're going to do public user, create user, tab, right? Is that how that's doing it? Okay, yeah. If existing usernames create dot contains user.get username throw illegal exception, username already exists. And then now we're gonna do it just knows. Oh, that's so great. But the only thing that's different is in this code, let's see. Oh, so it's actually returning it all down there. Let's see, existing usernames dot add. Okay, so username. Return new user. Spell it all out for me. There we go. There we go. Okay, let's go back here and run the test and see how it works. But nothing was thrown. Huh. What if we run the test now? Nope, same thing. Okay. So let's read over all this again just in case we didn't miss anything. We got the list right here. Then we got public user, create user. So we have all of these going. This just isn't going anywhere though. There's just showing that there's no usage for it, and that's okay. So we're just gonna try and figure this out. It's probably our test. Username one, username. No, it's right here. We got these two in here, but it says it wasn't thrown. So we got user one, user two, and then we got a new user right here with the same name. I like how I just continue that password 123456789. Hell, we don't even have the same exception being thrown. Well, message wise. That'd be so weird if that was what it was that was causing it to fail. I mean, it shouldn't. Okay. So, what can we do? Okay, so oh, come on, really? Okay, let's copy this. Hit regenerate response. Nope. Okay, refresh page. Okay, enter. See what it says. This error message indicates that your test is expecting it to be thrown, but it's not being thrown. There could be a few reasons for this, including your code is not correctly checking a duplicate username before setting the username in the set username method. Ooh, might have to go back to the set username and check it out. Okay. Your test is not providing the correct input to trigger the illegal argument exception. There is an issue with the test itself, such as a typo or incorrect syntax. To resolve the issue, you need to check the implementation of the set username method and make sure it's checking for duplicate usernames and throwing the exception when appropriate. You also need to make sure the input provided in the test is valid and triggers the exception. If the issue persists, you may want to review the test code and make sure that it follows the correct syntax and logic. Okay. I misspelled something. Shit. Okay. We definitely do not have that set for our set username. In fact, okay. Okay, so how does this differ from create username that you provided? The difference. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead. Let me go back up here because here's the example it shows for set username if existing username contains. And then we got up here for the create user existing usernames. See, because it seems like it's similar. I guess this is for creating, and this one's going to be for setting a new one, like they want to set a new username, which is fine too because we want to be able to check, make sure there's no. I mean, if I have a username as just RayJ25, then even if I'm preventing someone from creating that same one, I don't want them to be able to create one and then go in and reset it to RayJ25 either. So the difference between set username and create username is that set username is a method used to change the existing username for a user, while create username is a method used to create a new username for a user. In the provided code for a set username and a username, in the provided code for set username, a new username is passed. I keep wanting to say provided. A new username is passed as an argument to the method, and the method checks in the username if the username is already taken by another user in the system. If it is, the method throws an illegal Argument exception. Otherwise, username is set to the new value. In the code for create username, a new username is passed as an argument to the method, and the method checks if the username is already taken by another user in the system. If it is, the method returns false. Otherwise, the username is set to the new value and method returns true. But did it again. Web server is down. Damn it! Well, I guess we're stuck, guys. We're stuck. All right, seems like it's back. Let's go ahead and copy that back in there. Okay, that's what it says. Damn, it's still writing. Okay. It depends on your testing strategy and what you want to prioritize. You could test set username first to make sure it correctly handles duplicates, and then test create username to make sure it is able to create new usernames correctly. Alternatively, you could test create username first to ensure it can create usernames correctly, and then test set username to ensure it can correctly prevent duplicate usernames from being set. It's ultimately up to you and your team to decide what is most important to test first, but it's a good idea to have a testing strategy in place that covers your code's functionality and ensures all the tests passed. Okay, so okay. So let's throw up the probably going to say, well, it's because it doesn't have the duplicate things in there, so. Did I do first name? I meant username. Shit. Save and submit, see what it says. All right, we're going to go ahead and just add that in there too and see if that passes. So we're going to go to our set username, existing users dot add username. So now we got that added in. Let's go ahead and run this and see what happens. Does it still fail? Yep, it still fails. But it still says nothing was thrown. So okay, so I combine them together. I want it to tell me the most efficient way to write it out. It's probably still just be the same thing. What? It doesn't have the existing dot add? What? Mm. But it did have it before. Mm-hmm. Okay. throw all this in here. All right, let's see what this states. Okay. So it wants us to set it, after all. So all this and the test will still fail. So if we go back here and modify this, let's see what it states now. Sweet, now we're getting somewhere. So I provided the unit test case as well as all the username code in the user file, and I asked what can be corrected. Well, at first it stated that this was not added and needs to be added after the this username dot well equals username. So we went ahead and uncommented out, came back here. We went ahead and uncommented out as here as well. We ran it. Now it states the reason for the failure of the test case is that the expected exception is not thrown. In the code for creating a third user, it seems that you are expecting an illegal argument exception to be thrown if the username is already taken. However, this exception is not being thrown in the code. To resolve this, you need to make sure that the code throws an exception when the username is already taken. You can achieve this by checking whether the username already exists in the existing usernames list in the user constructor before setting it. If the username already exists, throw an exception with the message username already exists. So now we're going to state show example of how the constructor should be modified. So now we're going to go up here to my constructor. Now it's showing us an example of how. So it wants us to go ahead and add this up here as well. Oh, so we're adding it here too. Okay. So this way, the username is added to the list of existing usernames before any other validations are performed. If an exception is thrown during any other validations, the username will not be added to that list. Okay. So we're going to come right here. We're going to type in if. It already knows it. It already knows. Oh, that's so awesome. Okay. Then we're going to come down here. All right. It didn't know that one. So now we're going to go ahead and add it here. Save. All right. Let's go back to the test and see if it passes. Still failed. Shit. So that was a good lead. It was a good lead, but it didn't work. So what else could we be missing? So let's go back up here. We're going to copy all of this. Now we're going to come back here, find my constructor. Here we go. We're going to update this constructor. And now we're going to hit save and submit. Ooh, okay. So now we're updating the test. All right. Oh, it looks like I got a friend request. It's probably some random. Yeah. Okay, let's see here. So the issue is due to the fact that the list existing usernames is not being reinitialized before each test run. Okay, we've already stated this. And then here's the example. So now we're going to take the list. Oh shit, it's redoing this too? Okay. All right, let's see what's going on here. So we do have this already. Okay. And we have this down there already as well. Oh, we got to add this list to the constructor now too. Okay. I didn't see that last time. So if we go here, hit comma, existing usernames. Okay. So how is that going to affect these unit tests? Obviously, we can tell that it's already broken a shit ton. At least all we have to do is just go down here and simply hit comma, tab, comma, tab, and comma, tab. Whoops. Okay. All right, well, let's see how this runs. And it passes. Holy shit. I'm just curious though, how is this in the future going to affect future testings while we go through all of this? That's what I'm wondering. I'm surprised it doesn't take the list and throw it at the username though. But hey, we'll see how this all works out, you know? Because it's gonna have to be updated again too, because if we look at the example here, we're gonna have to do IDs as well, which we have not gotten to yet. So it's gonna be interesting to see how it all turns out. Okay. See how? Let me go back up here. I'm gonna read because I want this right here to describe what these two are testing for. Chromosomes. Okay. Ooh, I like this. Okay. Boop. That's a big ass test. God. What the hell was that? Oh. Okay. Was that the test? I think if we test it this way with the two same names, then. Oh wait, not equality. Inequality. Damn it. Oh, that's where it stops. Shit. All right, let's go back up here to inequality then. Okay. You know what? We're just gonna go ahead and copy this. Nah, there's no reason to. We're good with what we got. Okay. See, assert not equals. All right. And that passes too. Sweet. Okay. Since I just changed that, we're gonna go ahead and run this again, make sure it passes. Before we move on to toString, I'm actually gonna go up here and run every single test and see what fails. Okay, nothing failed because we did all the corrections already. And we're not gonna add a, listing right here because it's already here. So we'll just leave that as is. Although I guess I could call it user uniqueness. What's this? What do we got it being called? Existing usernames. See, how could we? Private, static, final. Yeah, that works. Bam, existing usernames. Now we may have to go through everything and check them all again, just so we can change them all to this. We'll leave this one as is, just cause. Actually, I don't think that matters. Well, that says new array list, so those are new. So let's go back through here. And we'll run it all again and see what fails from messing around. They all did. Shit. And if we run it all now, there we go. So apparently that was a very bad idea. I still want to do it though. At least for the first one. Let's see if we can get the pass right here. Okay, since that won't allow it, then that's fine. And I will go ahead and run all the tests again just to make sure we've corrected things. Okay. Alrighty then. Whew. Let's go over here to our Trello board. So we're actually going to put, see, test, username uniqueness. Test, user inequality. And we're actually going to copy this and put this on here for both. Just so we know. That's what they were for. Okay. So now we're going to go ahead and commit these two. All right. So git commit files. We're going to go back here to the unit. Let's see. Whoops. Yeah, I was on ooh, I like this song. I'm gonna restart it real quick. Yeah, I had to answer that phone call. Okay. You know, we're also going to see that. Then we're gonna put we're gonna take out that, create a username uniqueness and user inequality test cases. See, this makes it work out so much better. Boop. Works for me. Analyzing, we got 2 warnings. Check them out. Build existing usernames may be final. All right, let's go here. Okay. I know if we make it final, it may start airing out our test cases. All right, let's see what ChatGPT has to say about this. That's what I thought. Okay, so if we go over here, well, first, while this is on top of my head, because it says for first one, making the existing usernames fields final can help ensure that it is not accidentally modified after initialization. That's what we want. However, it can make unit testing more difficult as you wouldn't be able to modify the list of existing usernames to simulate different test cases. Probably be mocking. Okay, so then it says for the second one, the create user method appears to be unused and not necessary based on the code you provided. It might be a leftover from a previous version of the code or a method that was intended to be used but never got incorporated into the final version. If the method is not being used, it's best to remove it to keep the code clean and maintainable. So if we come over here, it's referring to this right here. So if we go ahead and comment this out, come back over to our unit tests, run the tests. If the tests all still pass, then we'll go ahead and just safely remove it. And it looks like all the tests do pass indeed. So we will go ahead and remove this after all. So now we only have one warning. Okay. So then we asked is there a workaround that will allow both unit testing and allow final to be applied? And this is referring to this line of code right here. And then ChatGPT suggests one workaround is to have the existing usernames list as a static field within the user class. This would allow it to be final as it is not specific to, oh my God, I was going to say specified. This would allow it to be final as it is not specific to any particular instance of the user class, but would still allow it to be modified for the purpose of enforcing unique usernames. Alternatively, you could use a singleton design pattern to enforce the unique usernames. The singleton pattern ensures that there is only one instance of the class and it provides a global point of access to that instance. You could implement the singleton design pattern for the class that maintains the list of existing usernames and then use this instance to enforce uniqueness. This would allow you to keep the existing usernames list as an instance variable and still make it final while still allowing it to be updated. Interesting. Let's see if it'll be able to provide, because this first one seems like it'd be able to do it no problem. Just probably make it private static final or however it was, or final static, I think. But the second one, I think it may be wanting to go into different things. So let's see what it says. Private final set string existing usernames new hash set. God damn. So it looks like in this example it removes all. This is really starting to slow down. Okay, now it's going to go into the second suggestion. Oh my God. This is like taking forever. Here, let's stop generating. We're going to modify this. Okay, let's see what it says this time around. Damn, it's just running through it now. This is exactly what I thought it was going to do. Whoa. Shit. I tried to scroll to the right and it went whoop. Okay, good. It's all done. Whew. Okay. I'm wording it that way just because I want to see how it. Man, just because I want to see what it says by. Um, why don't we use like one type of collections compared to the other? So it says an array list is used in this case because the primary goal is to maintain a list of all existing usernames. The order of the elements in the list is not important, and we only need to be able to check whether a given username already exists in the list. An array list provides an efficient way to perform this check by using the contains method. A hash map or a set would also be suitable for this use case, as both of these data structures allow for constant time lookups of elements. However, since the order of the elements does not matter and the primary goal is simply to keep track of all existing usernames, an array list provides a simple and straightforward solution. So now I'm asking it. Eventually, we're going to, since we're following this example, we're going to be adding the entity and IDs. If the array list would still be the most suitable, or if the hash map would be more efficient. What are you doing? You're a brat. Okay. Oh my God, Sarah, come on. Are you comfortable now? Ooh. Sarah, really? Okay. So it responded with, it depends on the specific requirements and usage patterns of the user class. If you need to store the users in an ordered fashion and need to access the users based on their index in the list, then using an array list would be more efficient. However, if you need to perform frequent lookups based on the username, then using a hash map with the username as the key would be more efficient. Additionally, if you need to ensure the usernames are unique, then using a set would be most efficient data structure as it does not allow duplicate values. It is ow. It is important to consider the specific requirement of the user class and choose the appropriate data structure based on these requirements. Let's see here. Okay, so I'm trying to figure. So in the future, once we get everything like way down there and we get to access the actual front end of the site, I want to try to make it to where two users can like kind of connect. So like be able to send like that user notification, so to speak. So like say if like my brother owes me $20, I can have it in my list. Username owes $20 for this reason. Then it's like, would I use based off just the username or the ID or both the username and ID? That's where I'm trying to go with this question, where I just ask, since the goal is to prevent duplicate usernames and to be able to access the username based off the username and ID, what would be the most efficient way for data structure? And I just realized I put I'm the future, not in the future. So it says the most efficient data structure for preventing duplicate usernames and mapping usernames to their respective IDs would be a hash map. A hash map allows for efficient lookups and insertion of a key value pair, where the key is the username and the value is the ID. With a hash map, you can easily check a username already exists by checking if the key is already present in the map. You can also efficiently retrieve the ID associated with a particular username by accessing the value corresponding to that key. If you plan on connecting usernames with their IDs in the future, using a hash map would be a more suitable choice than an array list or set. Cool. So now we're going to ask for it to provide examples so we can modify and update all of this. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Oh, so this is with username and ID. So we don't even have IDs even in here yet. So we're actually going to go ahead and commit and push this because this looks like this will be a whole complete rework or refactoring of array list to hash map once we get IDs added into it. Oh yeah. Whew. Let's see here. Rework. Existing usernames into a hash map. And since the ID is gonna be auto-generated, we don't have to worry about like testing for like SQL injections or anything like that or blanks against ID. The only thing I may try testing. Test. Okay. Research. Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna create screenshots of this and save them in Trello. Oh shit. Mm-mm-mm-mm. Where's that damn bar at? There it is. Can we access it? Fuck no. I guess that's good enough. At least this isn't blocking anything important. Okay. Is it user users? Oh. Sweet. Okay. Now we're gonna move towards toString. Although I wonder if we should do that now. Since it's still messing with this, but we need to add the ID in there. Okay. Moving forward to test cases for toString. We're actually getting very, very close. Okay. So here's an example of how you can create a unit test case for a toString method. So let's go ahead and see if we can hopefully have no issues and run through this. So now we're going to do, oh shit. We need ID. Okay. Let's go ahead and start throwing in IDs. Mm. So let's go ahead and jump over to that. We're going to go ahead and do this right here. So we will need to update getters and setters, etc., etc. Let's see what this tells us. Thankfully, at least we shouldn't have to add an ID at all, so. So let's go up to our test cases up here. Let's see. Shit. Don't write it out. Don't write it out. Pop up so I can just stop generating. Because I accidentally hit enter instead of shift enter. I think that's it. Assert true. Let's go write it out over here. I mean, it's probably just gonna. It's probably gonna go ahead and auto create it out anyways. But hey, it's gonna set. But I don't want it to set. Would that be set? No. What if it's gonna be get? Because we're not setting an ID. We're getting the ID. And these are gonna be longs. What if I want to assert true? All right, let's try this out. Okay, okay. I was just trying it. Okay. Oh. Okay. So now let's go ahead and go over here. And we need to go ahead and do our entity stuff. So now we're getting into this. And we're going to do the, since these are going to be tables. I'm actually wanting to do this for a reason. Okay, so that's just the same thing over and over again. So I'm gonna figure out what the difference is between these two. Probably nothing, but wait, did I say entity and table? Shit, yeah. Okay. Let's go with that then. So what if we went and did import org dot hibernate dot annotations dot entity? No. What? Ah, so it's entity only. All right. Okay, so I guess I was wrong. No, that is not correct. The Jakarta persistence table and the org hibernate annotations table are both used to define the table mapping for an entity in Java Persistence API and Hibernate framework, respectively. The choice of which one to use depends on the framework you are using for data persistence in your application. If you're using JPA, you should use Jakarta. If you're using Hibernate, you can use either Jakarta table or org. Okay. Then why don't we use that then? Why didn't it work? Okay, I guess we're not. Okay, I guess that makes sense then. Right? Name users. Yep. Okay, then now we're going to go down here. We're going to do ID. Generated value. Hmm. Let's see what all kinds of stuff pop up. There we go. Oh, what'd I do wrong? Oh shit. Oh yeah, that's right. When we do this, we have to have a default constructor. Strategy equals identity type, generation type, and boom. Okay. See, that's why all those errors popped up just a second ago, because it didn't have. See, when this wasn't here. Never mind. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about. Apparently. Oh god. Okay. Oh yeah. Now we need to get ID. Okay. So there's that. Now we go over here to whoa. I didn't mean to click on that. What the hell? Okay. So now this should pat. Oh, invalid email. That's going to be an invalid password. Okay, now let's try it. There we go. So now we got the ID. Test auto generated Okay. Okay, cool. So what I was curious about is I know it shouldn't be possible for there to be a duplicate ID since they're auto-generated, but should we test for the possibility anyways? And ChatGPT says it is not necessary to test for duplicate IDs as they are guaranteed to be unique by the database. Typically, through an auto-generated primary key, testing for this scenario would not add any meaningful value to your test suite. As it is an implementation detail that is handled by the database, the focus of your test should be on the behavior of the application code, not the underlying database implementation. Very well. So with that said, God, this thread is so long. All right. We are looking for about testing for the hash code because I want to see what it's about. See, here's the equality. Here's toString. Okay. I'm gonna read over this real quick. Okay. So this was specifically for testing out the equals. So we'll just skip it. So then we'll go ahead and we'll delete this one and test for actually, you know what? I actually got a curious question for it. Mm-hmm. So in regards to ID, how to unit test for equals and hash code. Okay. Okay. Whew. So here we'll test for equals and hash code. I just thought of something, but yeah. This should fail because we don't have the equals. So with that said, we'll go down here. Oh my God. Hey, I was want to see how long it took for it to figure itself out. Oh shit. I didn't see all this. Damn. I think there's an easier way to do this. So if this equals object, we're going to type in object here. You know what? Hold on, I'm just going to go here and copy and paste. There it is. Okay. At one point, I didn't realize I had deleted that. Let's see if this passes now. Okay, that passes. I got this from another one of my big projects I did. I never knew how, like, they never taught us how to test for it. They just said once we're dealing with entities and IDs for Spring, we needed to add this. That was it. Okay. Now we're going to test for a hash code. It's not going to have us do it, is it? Okay, here's what we're going to do. There we go. All right. Now, see if it tells us. Hey, not what I was thinking it was going to show us, though. Shit. There's the one we were looking for. Test passes. And that'd be it. Nope, well, nope, we got toString. We don't have anything added for toString, so it's a user, actual model that user that, whoa, shit. So now we're going to do a test. Who comes up with the best answer? User.java, well, the IntelliJ IDE, or ChatGPT? Uh-oh. Is it down? Nope. Okay, now while that's working itself out, we're going to go over here. Is it going to be an override? Yeah. I had to look at that though, just so I could take a look. All right. It doesn't give me anything. Interesting. Okay, it didn't show me anything. So let's see what this shows us. Oh. Oh. Okay. Is this going based off our get first name? Yeah. Let's see how this works. Shit, it passes. Damn. Okay, now we're gonna go up here and we're gonna run all of our tests. I'm already expecting some things to break. I'm just not sure what. I know the getters and setters should break. Okay, test users inequality. Why is this breaking? Wait, so out of all of these, this was the only one that failed. Why? So after we implemented those four things, all our unit test cases passed except for one. Here's the so I provided it the test case and I provided it the error. So let's see what it says. See, expected not equal but was user ID 0 and username unique username, first name, last name, email, and password. Expected not equal but was user ID 0. So I probably need to add in all of these to up here, I bet. Okay, so it says it seems that the assert not equals method is failing because the two objects being compared are equal, not unequal. This might be because you've only overridden the equals method to compare the username. Well, I said user, but not username field, and not other fields as well. You need to make sure that the equals method correctly implements the quality check for user objects, including the values of all of its fields. You could, for example, compare the values of the ID, username, first name, last name, email, and password fields to ensure that the equals method is checking for equality on all these fields. After making the necessary changes, rerun the test to see if it passes. Let's see what it says. Ah, okay, okay. It seems like you're only checking if the ID fields are equal, but not all other fields of the user objects being compared. To properly implement the equals method, you should compare all the relevant fields of the user object to see if they are equal or not. Here's one way to do that. So now I'm going to argue with it, saying the reason why we are checking only for the ID is because for username we tested for inequality and uniqueness and determined the equal was not needed. Yes, that's correct. Since you have already established the uniqueness of the username property, you can simply check for equality based on the ID property in the equals method. Okay, show an example. Oh, with that said, we are going to go ahead and copy this one. Yeah, we're just copying the return statement. Wait, not that one. Wait. Okay. Oh, right here. Huh. Okay, now objects, import class. There we go. Run the test. Test pass. Run all the tests. We have a failure. Test equals. That's because we changed. Okay. All right. Let's see what this says. Mm-hmm. Ah, okay. So we need to assert false. Wait, not there. Almost fucked that up bad. I'm like, what the fuck, man? Okay. There we go. Okay, now let's go back and rerun all the tests. All tests finally passed. Okay. Honestly, I'm surprised the getters and setters didn't fail, because I figured it would at least want us to get ID, you know? Cool. Now we have our user class filled out. Man, that's exciting. And the only reason why I don't have ID with all these ones down here is because overrides, I've been told, always should go towards the bottom. Especially with these three. Okay, let's go ahead and get these pushed out. Wait. There we go. Commit and push. 5 warnings. Man, come on. What? Oh. Okay. These ones we can probably ignore. Those two we could probably ignore. Oh. I guess we can go ahead and do both of those ones then and take us down to 3. See, where's this at? Okay. What? Oh, shit. We'll leave that alone. Mm. Is it this one? Nope. All right. So first warning, for cannot resolve table users, this is likely a reference to a database table in a JPA annotated entity class, such as the user class. The issue occurs because the table name specified in the table annotation cannot be found in the database. To fix this, you should check if the table exists in the database and if the name specified in the table annotation matches the actual table name. Okay, so that's because we skipped the whole MySQL database start at the very beginning here because we were having issues with MySQL. So we did not create that yet. So that's most likely why that's popping up. We'll also update these as well. So we'll ignore this one. Private field ID is never assigned. See, for private field ID is never assigned, this one indicates that the ID field in the user class is never given a value. This can happen if the ID is being generated automatically by the database, such as with a strategy of generation type that identity. In this case, you can safely ignore this warning as the ID will be generated by the database upon insertion. Isn't there an annotation for that? Ah, there we go. Boom. Perfect. That should be 4. Nailed it. Okay, got it. That was an easy fix. So for the unit testing parts, number 3, for the redundant null check, a value of primitive type long is never null. This warning is indicating that the ID field is a primitive type long, which cannot be null. The if ID equals 0 statement in the equals method is redundant as a value of 0 is valid with long value. You can safely remove this check. Oh, okay. So then we can go over here. Which are equals. I don't see it unless it's in the test. Let's see what it says now. I wonder if these two are actually going to be the same. Oh, sir, true. Oh, okay. Let's try that. There we go. Okay. Okay. Get class. Not equals object that get class. Okay. Return false. Okay. What? That's not what I showed it, is it? Yeah. Why did it use this as a before? So far, these are the same. Okay. So far, same. That's exactly what we got. Let's see if it gives us something different. Ooh, that's different. Let's try this too. It's still giving us the same thing for this though, for sure too, ain't it? Yep, sure is. Mm, yeah. But if we come back here to these warnings, still shows 4, same 3. As a UUID. I think we'll stick with what we got. I feel like if we do go this route, we're gonna go down some rabbit hole, start breaking a lot of shit. Okay. should I show? Oh, you know what? I don't even care. Oh, okay. All right. So we got 5 down to 2. These two right here. So we're gonna check this out. No, I'm not. We'll skip it for now. Because that first warning is only telling us because we don't have a table created for it yet. And that's, right now, is perfectly fine. Because we don't. With that said, let's go back here. Go here. Wait, not here. Here. Let's see. Test for auto-generated user ID. Okay. Test for equals. All right. And that's gonna be that. When we come back, maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow I should be back on. We'll go ahead and work on this one right here, where we're gonna rework the existing usernames from an array list to a hash map. And maybe we'll go ahead and revisit this check valid email as well. And then that'll be it. So through this, we have our IDs. So we'll be revisiting email and username. Okay. We'll go ahead and mark those all off. And since we're going to be revisiting one from each of these, we're not going to check these off yet. We're getting there. We are getting there. So let's go ahead now and I'll be right back because I have to go use the bathroom. And then we'll switch over to games.